Wake up with the sun in a steaming cup. Tune into the show where the vibes heat up. The Morning Mac got the flavor, got the glow. Start it right, let your energy flow. High takes rising like the morning brew. Fresh ideas and a laugh or two. From the first headline to your daily dose, this is the show where your spirit goes. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Sip it slow, feel the rhythm hit your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Alive. The Mac got the groove, keeping you in stride. No snooze, just choose to wake up bold. This is your hour, let your story unfold. New ideas with the sunrise spark. Fuel for your fire when the world feels stark. Spinning the tracks of your mental glow. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. New ideas with a sunrise spark. Fuel for your fire when the world feels stark. We're spinning the tracks of your mental glow. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Sip it slow, feel the rhythm hit your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Roll out of bed, bring your dreams alive. The Mac got the groove, keeping you in stride. No snooze, just choose to wake up bold. This is your hour, let your story unfold.
Grand Rising. I hope everybody's having a beautiful and enjoying this Wednesday. Today is Wellness Wednesday on the Morning Mac Show. And we're going to talk about mental health today. People are losing their minds left and right, and they're breaking down and not realizing from the real world to the fake world or the fantasy world or whatever have you. There's so much going on in the world today. And it would be wonderful and nice in a perfect world if we handled each other with love, care, and respect. But that's not the world we live in. We don't care about our neighbors and friends, and it seems that we don't focus and show enough love, and it seems that we don't honor each other's opinion and all that, and people always want to disrespect one another. My question is, why is it like that? And I know that our men go through a lot of stuff. I know y'all probably say, well, why are you getting so serious today? I found out some more news allegedly about our friend that just passed, Reggie Curl, and it was saying that he got killed over a gambling, that they was down at the house. You know, it was Cat Williams' home, or one of the residents, but you know how rich people have more than one home when they go and stay, whatever. But they're saying allegedly he wasn't there. Cat wasn't there, but they were in there having a good time. I guess they was getting ready for a show or whatever, how the group meet up and everything. But they said that he lost his life over gambling. This is allegedly. This is what the streets is talking and saying. And I'm just like, for people to get upset and people go off on people and all out of sorts, and you gambling and you losing. If some people hate to lose money, and if you're going to sit there and lose money, you got to have the heart. Well, okay, I lose it, no big deal. But I don't know how they feel when they gamble. He said it was a bunch of guys, a bunch of the people together gambling, and I'm just thinking, if they wasn't gambling, or if they wasn't so serious, you know how people taunt one another and talk to one another and playing and joking. A joke always turns into something serious. It doesn't have to be. It shouldn't have to be. It shouldn't never result in no one losing their life or you coming to blows over, gambling, joking, whatever your activity is doing. And it's just so sad that we lost an upcoming great comedian out of our circle, just because the gambling stuff. They said allegedly, the streets are saying allegedly that he pulled a knife first. They was talking smack, and he pulled a knife, talking, so come on, and that's when the guy opened up and unloaded. Like they said, he got shot like 5 or 6 times. To me, it's senseless. We got enough going on in the world without us keep coming at one another. We need to stop that. Stop. Just stop for a moment. Today's Wellness Wednesday, and I'm gonna say good morning to our panel. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing today?
In a steaming cup, tune into the show where the vibes heat up. The morning Mac got the flavor, got the glow. Started right, let your energy flow.
Happy Wednesday.
What up, gang?
From the first headline to your daily
Jill in here early. What up, Matt? We got Matt in here early. What up, Trey? What up, Riri?
Molly, you look like you about to go make a move. What you up to?
None. Hoping my camera stay on today, man.
Oh, you acting up.
Yep. What up, Ray? You said so he was at Cat Williams' house. Man. So they was gambling. That's why I don't gamble, you see? That's exactly why I don't gamble. Dudes be gambling money they can't really lose. Some dudes talk shit while they taking your money. And then they comedians, so, they can say shit that really get to you, so he, being a baddie guy, he probably ain't a comedian. He probably couldn't take the jokes. So he got a little fire, he pulled out a knife. That's I don't know. If he put out a knife, I don't know if Buddy gonna get away with it or not, because
he
now
didn't. He got shot up. But that's what happens when you take a knife to a gunfight, I guess. But I guess he was pulling out the knife and he was saying that he told the guy, come on, you think you bad, whatever. So they said that Reggie was talking shit and the guy was getting mad, and the guy must have said he gonna do something. So you know how we branch, like, come on, we ain't gonna really do nothing with that knife, or I don't know, or are we?
I don't know about that.
But right then with the unload fire, you had to kill him. You couldn't meme him. You couldn't shoot him in the knee or shoot him in the arm. Something. You had to go 5 times.
Well, slick. Yeah, most people shoot to kill. They say you're gonna pull it out. You better use it.
Thank you for that. for stopping by the
don't think
motivational page. John.
shooting the womb. That's sad though, man. They men out there seem like they got some money. They over cat house. Y'all living a life. You know, it's like go to the MGM. You know, you lose money, you can't argue with them and want to, do anything. So I ain't with the gambling at home, definitely amongst friends and family.
You know, it's just
doing that.
it's just sad. That's all.
What up,
It's
LA
waste.
in here?
That's one of our blackjacker players. He played gambling. I agree, Molly. If you gamble at home, you can't get mad and fuss with nobody. Can't nobody taunt you, and people don't get in their feelings over the phone or at the blackjack casino. Because I ain't never seen nobody. I don't know. Maybe it has, but I haven't been at the time of the casino that the people wanted to get out and shoot the dealer or shoot the craps player. I just don't know. But I don't know why people take liberties that when they play amongst themselves and they lose or whatever, they want to get rickety wrong. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because like Molly said, most of the time they losing what they shouldn't have been gambling in the first place. So they usually trying to flip it, and so it's a lot of emotion behind it when you do lose. And some people are sore losers, but again, they could have been losing what the last of what they had and what they really needed. So it's no telling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Miss Jack on keys.
Jill
on keys, my bad. Jill on keys. Yeah, she in here. You want to share a clip?
Happy
yes.
Wednesday, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us.
This is our good friend, Jill on keys. She's an avid watcher of the Morning Mac show, and she supports us. I've known her for years, and she's been a very supportive person in my life. She watches the show. She used to listen to it on radio, and so Jill, this for you, boo. I like this. Positive.
Look at the dog.
He's on down the road. He's on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be alone. Come on, he's on down the road. Hey, he's on down the road. He's on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that will be alone. Come on, he's on down the road. He's on down the road. He's on down.
I think that is cute and that's positive when you're telling our children don't carry nothing that might be a low, heavy burdens, heavy laden and burdens. And don't carry that on to the next day, to the next hour, or to the whatever. We got to learn to inhale and exhale. And I know it's hard because we got a lot of problems that pile it up on us sometimes. And people don't know what we go through from one day to the next or 1 minute to the next. But that's why it's important the way we handle and deal with each other. Because you don't know what's going on, right? And I think it's very important that how we handle our men, women, how we handle the male figures in our life, brother, uncles, grandfathers, fathers, cousins, because we don't know what they're going through. Women, we go through a lot. We are so emotional. You can tell when we're having a bad day because we're going to come out with it, and we don't tend to hold it in like our men folk do. A lot of men folk were buried. Like my son said one time, he was having
good vibes grow.
Hey Jojo. Yeah, you got to come in there.
What's up, baby? I like that.
Everybody rock.
I'm dead.
I like that. That sounds very professional. That music was very, very appropriate for the moment.
Thank Molly. Thank you,
Yes,
Marley.
yes, sounds
Thank you,
very good.
Roderick.
You know what I
You
mean?
know,
Price is Right got theirs, and you got yours. That one's perfect.
thank you. That was Marley's perfect timing.
Yeah, Molly, salute. What up, people? All love. What's up? Love y'all. What's going on?
I was just saying about mental health and men and their emotions and feelings that they don't get a chance to come out like we do, because women, we are emotional. We wear our emotions on our sleeves. And I noticed that the men that I've been around, they hold theirs in. And on one day, I had asked my son something, and I was like, "Are you feeling okay? Are you having a bad day?" And he said, "It don't make a difference anyway." I said, "Yeah, it do make a difference," because he just always like hunker down and grin and bear it. I don't tell him to grin and bear it. And I was like, "Why do you feel you can't share?" You know, and because he's a man. And I'm like, that don't being a man, holding your feelings back. He thought that it was part of being a man, not sharing your feelings, keeping it in, doing whatever. And I was like, baby, you human. It's okay to feel a certain way. It's okay, and you can talk to me about anything. Just say, "Mom," off the cuff, And I know to put my listening ears on. And he think I don't understand stuff because I'm a woman. And maybe I don't, because I'm a woman. I don't know what the men go through. So, and I'm telling him, so go talk to your uncle. I'm telling him, go talk to my brothers or my father. So talk to another man if you feel that you can't talk to me. So
It's not always that he holding it and carrying it. And you don't see you. That's what you say. You know what I mean? But it's not that. Sometimes we just working with it. You know what I mean? We're gonna come with the solution with it in our journey through the day. You know what I mean? We don't have to tell everybody and ask everybody about it. You know what I mean? So that's just the way we deal with it. You know what I mean? So he not doing what you think he doing. You think he doing that. That's not what he doing. You know what I mean? That's just your perspective of the visual of the situation of his moment. He's like he said, it don't matter anyway. So he's coming to a way to deal with it. If that means going through it. It's one of those things that you're gonna go through anyway. You just try to deal with it with a way to have a solution that'll might not be a stern face as you see in the house or him at home in his personal space. You see what I'm saying? He holding that like that there, figuring stuff out. So when he get out to the real world, around the strangers, around the mugs that don't have his best interest at hand, he can be prepared not to allow this situation to guide him, or to not allow himself to respond in a negative way, because he might be mad. He might be mad on the inside, but he getting it together, so he don't smack somebody out there on the street. You know what I mean? So he in his personal space, so what you see ain't always what you think it is. Okay. We're not always holding it in, so I'm good because I keep on going.
okay. Thank you. Molly.
Yeah, I mean, it's the difference between us women and men. We be like that, right? We see things differently at each other. When I look and see a female going through something, I might think, man, that's some pussy ass shit she letting that bother her. Soft ass pussy ass shit. Got your face all swirled up, mad, killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? Over that soft pussy shit. But see, you know what I mean? It might not be that way for real on your side. So
I might not feel it to be that way. That's why I say we feel differently and we're passionate about different things and stuff. And I'm a woman, and I see women are emotional, and sometimes we hold stuff in, and then sometimes it don't. It bleeds over, it spills over, but we still try to keep control of the situation and try to push through it the best that we know how. Save face, how they speak. Well, I know I do. So I can't speak for every woman because every person is different and unique. I can only speak for myself. I tried to push through it in spite of. So, woosah. throw
But
it away.
I,
Who's
I will say this though. It's changing some. They got so much estrogen in these niggas these days. You gonna have more of them like how you feel. Gonna be feeling the same way you feeling here soon. They're gonna be we on the downslope to softness. We on the way down. There's a big pudding pool. All these men get ready to land in 30 years or so. It's just gonna be soft, cushy, pushy. Ooh, I can't. You know what I mean?
What?
they emotional, huh? Okay.
Yeah, emotional. That's the word.
Well, that
That's the
also
one.
too, JoJo, has a lot to do with how they're raised. Because again, like Risa said, we are more so emotional creatures, but that does not mean we can't be logical. We tend to sway away from logic because we don't want to deal with it. So if we're raising our children in that space where we operate emotionally and not think logically or rationally, boys will grow up to be more emotional. And it will take for them to deal with some things in their life or for somebody else to step in and kind of interfere in order for them not to be whining or not to be crying. It doesn't matter, you know, whether, you have to have that interference. And we as women have to learn how to stop operating in just how we feel, because that don't only affect us, it affects everybody around us. And with my daughter yesterday, I get on it because my oldest son is no longer home, but I still have a younger son here, and he's in between all these girls. And girls can be buttholes, and usually, as him being the only boy, he gonna of course pick with them, but they go overboard. And so I get on him a lot. I'm like, look, leave him alone. Eventually he gonna knock you out, So, but I get on him about stuff like that because I'm like, look here, he ain't gonna be little forever. And when he try to bust your head because you done pick with him all day long, don't say nothing. But also, you need to think about look. You need to think about the stuff that you're doing. And so I also, because again, that's your little brother, but he has feelings too. He has emotions too, and he may not respond the same way you do, but he has feelings too. And so I'm like, nah, you want me to come over there? So I said, next thing you do to him, I'm gonna do to your ass. How about that? And leave him alone. But it's like I don't want him to feel, he's the only boy in here. And I don't want him to feel like he doesn't have any support like the girls do. Yeah, so let me find out they messing with him. I go get them just like if he messing with them. Right. And then when he with his dad, it's different because it's just him, his father, his brother, and his grandmother. So the grandmother's just one over there. He's more in tune with the guys over there.
Right. Yeah.
But when he's here, I try to make sure I have his back because I don't want him to feel like he's alone here. But yeah, we tend it's just a thing that we tend to do because as women, we're taught different things. Girls not supposed to hit boys. You can cry. You can do this. Oh, shouldn't nobody have to do this? No, but the boys are always taught to not have, for the most part, we always make boys suck it up. Oh, you all right. Come on, you a big boy. You this, you that, but I do that with my girls too. Oh, no, get up. I'll kiss your boo-boo. I'll kiss everybody boo-boo. And after a while, I'm like, okay, it's all right. What I tell them is, you have the right to feel the way that you feel. You have the right to be angry. You got the right to be hurt. You have the right to be happy. You know what I'm saying? It's what you do with those emotions that makes the difference. If you're angry and you act out of anger and cause chaos, that's your fault. Because you should have waited. You should have paused and collected yourself. So it's all in what we teach them. Of course, I have my moments, but guess what? My moments usually be in the bathroom. Or my moments be somewhere where if I'm feeling emotional, I try not to make sure I don't take it out on them because it's not their fault.
I mean, I've heard times that you apologize for some of the ways that you took to talk to your kids, and you said that they didn't say anything, but at the same time, you just checked yourself and felt like you didn't deliver certain things the way you wanted to, so you chose to, as the parent, to apologize. So
I had to do that this morning, Trey, even though it was warranted. Let me tell you what happened yesterday.
What happened?
Yesterday, banged her in the head. Didn't want to hear it.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it went black on y'all screen or not, because it went black on mine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's all right. She'll come back in when she
I
can.
think it's Facebook. I had said Facebook.
Yeah, not only that, but the food got the shit in it too. So not only is the kids getting that a lot of our kids in one parent homes and stuff like that, not everybody, but a lot of it in the poverty struck areas, or middle class, working class, that same thing, plus the food. So not only you getting the whole trinity, you getting that that woman's touch in the food. So you not only is you getting soft mentally with the way they're being raised, because it can't teach them like a man would teach them, and the man not there. And then the food. So at the same time, you growing titties. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
Nah, for real.
For real though, gynecomastia. What you talking about?
And we don't even want to talk about religion and all that getting tied in, or how you feel, or your connection there. The way they steal our connection. They make you think this is the way you have to connect. You know what I mean? This is the only way you can connect if you come this route or this route. When really it's just that we're spiritual beings, and when you close your eyes and talk to the high, you there. You know what I mean? It ain't got to go through, the process that they put us through or make correct. So by the time they go through the trinity of breaking these new men down, they very, very timid, head down, it's just that type of world. I mean, you head down even through your phone. That's another reason why you're head down. You're always looking at your phone. So you walk around and look. Everybody walk around. I mean, it's a disconnect. They hitting us with the whole trinity of it too. So back to you, Trey. You back in. You had blacked out, but you back. Get back at it, Trey.
That part.
It's that Facebook keeps saying something. I don't know. Everybody can hear. Everybody got connection. Hear everybody. See everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Louisa, what was you finish your story? You were saying.
Oh yeah, I got somebody called me, so kick me out. No, I was just gonna go real quick. So, what happened was, what I was saying was I went off, but it was warranted. But I still apologized to my daughter because I should have responded a little bit different. Yesterday, we were coming in the house. The kid's dad had came and we picked up the kids, went to the store, and stuff. And so he had got them some food. We were coming up the steps with the groceries in the house. I was coming up the steps and I had their drinks. And I tripped. My slide went forward, and the lip of the step, it caught my shoe, and I flipped and I went forward. And I landed on, actually the drinks flew across, all across the thing. And I landed on the eggs and some other stuff. And so I'm trying to get myself together. My two youngest saw me. They were like, checking false health. I'm going to tell y'all, go ahead. And so my daughter went upstairs and told my oldest daughter that I wasted her stuff. And so she was upset. I'm getting into the house, trying to get up to the second set of steps. And she was like, did you drop my stuff? But the way she said it was like, I stole her money.
Yeah.
And I said, I fell. Well, did you drop my stuff? I was like, whoa.
Oh, wow.
I said, I fell.
Right.
And she went back in the room. So I'm like, okay, let me collect myself. Because maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't. So I got upstairs and, we got there. I'm putting up the food, all this other stuff. And she came out there with an attitude. Did you even have it? I mean, just going off. And I'm sitting here like,
calm your ass.
I'm trying to make sure
Mr.
I don't respond because my body was actually shaking from the fall.
Yeah.
Like I feel real hard. So I'm trying to collect myself, and she's coming at me, and I'm like, and I had to make sure because I kind of felt triggered because it felt like I was back at home.
She saw eggs. You know what happens when you break them eggs, girl? She came down for you.
No, she didn't see it. She didn't see it. She didn't know what happened.
She ain't see Django?
No, I'm talking about she didn't see.
No,
She
I'm
didn't
talking
know.
about she seen Django.
Look, right, Django. Look, she need to see it. No, she didn't see Django. But she didn't know. Like all she know is she know what my daughter told her. So she this morning she explained everything to me, like the way, because the kids pick with each other. So she thought she was playing and was just picking or whatever. And so when she saw it, she walked back and then she came back and I said, Ethan, just put the cup in the freezer. She came back and got it, but she had an attitude. And so I said, okay, I was talking to myself, you calm down, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just putting stuff up. Then I had got them some stuff. So I'm just putting stuff by her door. I said, I'm just putting it by her door because I'm a little upset because that shit pissed me off how she responded. Then she come out of the room and said something to me and I went off. I just went off. And she's like, see, that's why I went in the room because I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to. I said, no, because you're an asshole. You an asshole. And I'm like, for you to respond in that way, I'm more in shock than anything. And then this morning, I walked off. I said, no, because I don't want to go off. So then this morning, I was waking them up and she came out and she's like, you walking away? I said, yeah, I'm trying to do something. She's like, well, she apologized to me.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I was getting ready to apologize to you for me responding the way I did. But I said, let me tell you something. Y'all get away with stuff that I would have punched somebody in their mouth for beforehand.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, because you're my daughter, if you was my daughter, I would have stole you in your mouth yesterday.
Especially after I could have injured myself.
Yeah. She looked at me like, huh? I said, yeah. I said, the reason why y'all like I'm very patient because you're my child.
Yeah.
If you were not my child and you came at me like I stole your money after I just hurt myself, I would have whooped your ass. And so I said, so I had to get on her. I said, listen, let me tell you something. You are going to have to learn to pause when you're upset.
Yeah.
Because if you're upset and you're not able to assess the situation and see what's going on and you just respond, people in the world is not going to be as patient as me because I'm your mom. I love you. I care about you. Though I can probably backhand you maybe. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna love you. People out here in these streets don't care about you. People in these jobs don't care about you. You come in there with attitude, they just fire your ass. I said, you are gonna have to think because if you do not, you will mess up opportunities. You will mess up things that you need because you want to have an attitude instead of responding the way you are supposed to. And so I said, I accept your apology and I apologize to her for how I responded. I said, but I promise you, it would have been worse if I had not held back. Yeah. And I was still in shock from the fall, and you came at me like you was my damn mother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as your mother, I don't even come at you like that. So I don't understand why you felt that was okay.
Right.
So, but that's how I teach them, even with my son, because he's going through, he's 12, going through the pre-puberty things. The energy coming up, the hair growing on the balls. He got hair everywhere, and his voice trying to switch, and so he sometimes get a little extra. And I'm like, hey, let's bring that down. I'm not trying to, like JoJo said, I'm not trying to break him. Because no, this is a young man. Eventually, he's going to a manhood. So he still has a space where, of course, it's okay for him to have those moments because he's learning.
Of course.
But I'm also teaching him how to talk, how to respond. You don't have to be you don't got to be subservient, but you do need to be respectful. And people need to be respectful to you as well. So though he lives home with me, I don't just treat him like a baby because he's not. I don't let my girls get away with stuff because they're not going to do that to him or nobody else. And then his father, of course, does what fathers do, and his big brother. So if though he lives home with me, it is not a situation like where he about to be no. No matter where you go later on in life, you will have that foundation.
And you know what, Weezy? We come from an era because I know your parents. You would have got snatched up if you would have did some stuff.
First and foremost, I wouldn't even been able to open my mouth.
Right. We couldn't even go. If we did that, you getting smacked, you getting dealt with, and they just don't know. We tried to. Well, when I say we, because we're like the same bracket. Like when we're raising our kids, I tried to raise my children the opposite of what I was raised. Like if I would have got smacked for rolling my eyes and back talking and all of that stuff, you couldn't do that. I tried to handle them differently and try to talk to them a different approach. Thinking, okay, this approach will be better, because I don't want to be whipping my child up like I got in trouble, because I thought my discipline was harsh. I thought the punishment didn't fit the crime, so to speak. And maybe I did let my son get away with a lot of stuff, with the back talk and the disrespect or whatever have you.
They are crazy something.
He'll go out in the street and he'll be when he talk to other and deal with other people, he know how to act. He give me the craziness when he get home. I prefer that. Give me the craziness when you get home. But don't go out in the street giving people the craziness. Because going out in the street, giving people craziness will get you killed.
Corey Chris said, "What's up, Reese?"
Hey, Corey Chris.
Hey, Corey. Now was that he old enough to get clipped?
Oh man, we've been waiting on this one. It's been a minute. Who is that?
He said it's been a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What's up, bro?
boys and girls,
All right now.
I need my own music, man.
Yeah, you do need some intro music.
He's out here, real official. With your own music. You got your name on the song too. Welcome back, bro.
Grand Rising, David Green. Did we grow up a lot because we came, like, people in our house was religious? Is that why we got tore up a lot? No was no tolerance for that? Or
There was no tolerance, but they also didn't know how to deal with us outside of the whoopings.
okay.
And our children now, but look, Child Thomas, when he's 12, yeah, he beating at me every night. Lord have mercy, not yet. Eventually, I know I'm gonna end up walking in on him. I'm not ready for that.
Lord have mercy.
It happens because you
make extra noise when you walk down the hallway.
Lord have, I know that's what I try to do. I try to be loud. I'm like, hey, we got that.
I wish somebody would have didn't know better.
But
I was in the extra time in the bathroom. I didn't know, I was like, your stomach tore up? Why you?
Right, be like, you okay in there? No, but the reason why I know this stuff is because he came and told me. Now, when I was that age, I could not go to my mother, or of course I wasn't going to my dad, but I couldn't go to my mother and be like, I got hair down there, or I got, of course under the arms, I was, but I couldn't go to her. I didn't feel comfortable enough to go to her and tell her that. I'm grateful that my son trusts me enough and feels safe enough with me to come and tell me stuff that make me want to be like, oh my God, I don't do that.
I know. For real.
But I'd be like, oh, why he telling me that, Lord Jesus? But he feels okay enough to say, Mommy, I got hair down there. I was like, on your legs?
You're right. You're going to mention everywhere else first.
Yeah. He's talking about some, no, on my balls. I said, your balls. Your testicles. He said, yeah, my balls. I said, oh, okay. So, but all my children are like that. And that means that though I have to be their mother and got to correct them and stuff, I still create that space for them where they know that they can come to me.
Yeah, that's a blessing for real.
And talk to right. And I said, though our parents, like my mom and my dad, they always say that. But I really could not go to my mother like that for real, because she was not in a space where she could take that. She was dealing with her own things. My dad was in his own world. So though I can go and talk to her, I mainly end up listening. So my children are able to do that. And that's what it means to make a space for, we talking about men, to make a space for men. We have to start that when they're little boys. We got to begin that when they're younger. And oh gosh, Josh, I am not ready for the crusty sock.
Oh my God!
And he knows how to wash his own clothes. I
was gonna say, get him started on that so he can
he knows.
learn.
Oh, he knows. Believe me,
he can learn discretion.
I taught him because I didn't want to run into that. Plus, he needs to know anyway, so he knows how to wash his own clothes. So at that, Lord Jesus, but so it starts when they're younger. Even with my oldest son, there are certain things he won't tell me, of course, because I'm his mom. But he will call me, and if it's something he needs to talk about, like he was talking to me about the situation with his girlfriend. I mean, it's I don't expect to get those calls, but he'll call me and be like, "Mom, what you think about this?" Or when he's thinking about making a move, he'll call and talk to me. And I'm like, wow, I just feel so honored that my son, who's about to be 23 years old, will still call his mom and talk to me about certain things that I'm about to cry because I didn't expect that. Because it makes it, the way you grow up or you raise your kids, you're just trying to work, you try to be there for them, and you don't feel like that you were there. Like, I didn't feel like I was there enough. But I did as much as I could. And even now, I'm still here. He knows it. Like, I send him affirmations. I send him little videos because I want him to know certain things. Anything that I find that a man is talking about that I think he may not have gotten, I'll send to him. And even with my son, I'll show him those things too. He'll be like, "Mommy, you always show me videos. It don't click yet, but it's going to click, And so I'm just honored that I was able to, and still am able to, pour into him as his mother and as a woman, because I can give him insight on women and be like, "Hey, look for this, or don't accept this, or don't let no woman do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah." And he don't let nobody play with him. He's respectful, but he don't let no woman play with him.
Seriously.
So I don't play, and my daughters too. But we talking about the men today. So but when we talk about creating this space or allowing this space for y'all,
Hey, this is my dad right here.
remember,
How you
hey
doing?
Dad, how you doing? Ooh, that's your twin. You see what David get? He look just like his daddy.
David, you on mute? We can't hear you.
Just like
Yeah, but yeah. So, but that was cool. We got to meet his dad. Damn, what was I saying? Yeah. So we have to remove ourselves from that space in order for them to be safe. And when I say that, I mean stop making it personal. If we want the space to be safe, we want them to be able to be brave in that space. We want them to feel free enough to talk to us. We gotta stop taking it personal. We gotta shut up, basically. And we have to actually listen, not listen to respond, not listen to hold on to something, to bring up later. We need to actually listen like we're their diary. Diaries don't talk back. Diaries don't bring up secrets. We hold them. So if we
I ain't never heard nobody say that before.
But it's true. It's true. That's how we're supposed to be. If you really want, even if it's not your man, it's your son, your nephew, a neighbor, somebody you just meet, we have to be like a diary. Just like Alicia Keys. She's the pages of your diary, right? We got to learn how to shut it off. We can't take things personally. I've had a conversation with my boo, and he was going off. And it wasn't about me, but it felt like it because he was referring to something he had went through with his mother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm a woman. But I'm like, well, he's allowed to feel the way he felt because what she did to him.
Yeah.
What she said to him. But if, because the way he was saying, he was like, this is, I'm like, whoa, sir, I didn't do it. But I was like, remove yourself because he's not talking about you. Even if he was talking about you, if he had a problem with me, he can tell me he got a problem with me. I need to listen. And so that's what we have to do. In order to be there for them, we have to remove that emotional side. And we got to back that part up and listen. Because sometimes we may hear something and we translate it different, but that's not how they're saying it. It's just the way they can express it in the moment. What I'd say is, if you don't understand, ask, what did you mean by this? Or I heard this, but what were you trying to say?
Right.
And that way it will keep that space. A lot of times men don't talk to us because they don't feel safe enough to talk to us. They don't have enough trust in us to talk to us. And so, of course, they're going to walk around and not say shit. If we sitting there every time they say shit, no, you got to hush. And if you want to have that attitude, go in the bathroom and cry about it. Or when it's your turn to talk.
See, what you're doing, you're speaking at a master level. And for you to say stuff that you're saying is not the reality most of
No, it's
us
not.
men
I
are
know,
It
I
going
sounds
know,
through.
nice,
but
Because
that's
but
why
it's
I'm saying it. Yeah.
women ain't
sounds so
turning
nice,
like
but
you. All the shit you said, we love it. We wish. You know what I mean? R. Kelly, I wish. You know what I'm saying? That y'all could turn it off
But
and
yeah,
could do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? But in our reality, my reality, outside of your man's reality, it's not like that usually. Just a few.
well, yeah, but I had to learn. But I've always been the listener,
You need
though.
to have
I'm
a
gonna say
woman
that.
gathering. It need to be about the women today. Then it need to be about the women today.
Well, that's
You
what.
need to
But
pull them
I'm making
together.
it about y'all. But I'm telling the women what to do because a lot of us don't know. And in order for y'all to have that space, we have to be able to create it. So if we don't get it right, how y'all gonna get it right? And then when it the other way too. But at the end of the day, if we expect for y'all to be able to open up to us, we got to be open. We got
Yeah,
to
but
have
see,
space for
you're
you to
going to
be
a whole
open.
nother. You opening a whole nother page because the woman ain't gonna be able to do that because the woman's not looking to take care of themselves first and get rid of some of them scars and shit that they carrying along. So that it's a whole
Well,
nother
yeah, that's
page.
true. That's true. But that happens on both ends. But at the end of the day, if you say you love and care about this person and
yeah,
you want them to be able to come to you, you're gonna have to let go
we
of a
will
lot
make
of
a way.
shit.
We will make a way.
And nobody is fully healed. And sometimes you can't get over things until you get with a person. You can deal with stuff on your own. You think you dealt with it, but the minute you get with somebody, it's gonna pull it out. That's what relationships are. We are here to prune each other. So if you in this relationship, and the only thing you can think about is I want to be her, I want to be her, but you can't hear nobody else, then you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. That's why I said that about the women. And it's not necessarily a master's level, but if you think about it, you're right, JoJo. I had to learn this, but I have always, well, I say this, I've been given the gift of being able to listen. That's what I was given because I've always been this way. But I have also been in a space where I may go off, back in the day. But I was
Mm.
younger. As I've gotten older, and I was with
So
the
you
same
listen
person
to the
for 18
motherfuckers who
years.
smack shit out of them, huh?
Oh no, not smacking shit. I was more so defensive because of how things were coming at me. But I had to learn that I can't always be in the defense mode. I
Hey,
had to, yeah.
something about you today, girl. You ready, shorty? Somebody need to come knock at your door real quick. I think today's a good day. You know what I'm saying? I think today be a good
You
day.
know
Slide
what?
up over there and give you a fist. There's a lot of good, strong, potent energy poking around out here, and it's just got this little thing pushing. I don't know what it is, but
You know
my
what?
senses is up. My senses is up.
What? It's that water. It's that water. Nah, but
I know it's
Risa,
wet. I
you
know
know
it's
what?
wet right now.
Mm-mm.
But
You
what
Send me
I'm
the
know.
water.
saying, Weezy, it's
No, but that's what I
important
always
for us,
say that though, right, Reese? I always get on us as women because we have to get it together.
right?
Now, I'm
So it's
not saying we're gonna always be perfect because I had my moments too. But like I said earlier, I will apologize because when I'm wrong, I need to correct myself and I need to make sure you know that I was wrong. And I'm sorry or I apologize. You know what I'm
You
saying?
want to
I'm very
grow. You
big on
just
that.
want to grow. That's what people got to understand, that we want to grow. If you want to grow, if you want to become better, but it's just the point that a lot of us think that where we at now is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's that adolescent mentality. You know what I'm saying? You think you know it all, and this is the way it's always gonna be. Kind of. That's how, even in the older age groups with our, it seems to still have that type of thought process. So
So then I
Yeah.
think Trey, you got some questions, don't you?
Yeah. Actually, hold on one second. I got you. I'm about to let me copy and paste that joint right off my notepad.
Yeah, but it's important. It's important, and we really got to get it together. And to the fact that we are raising the children, even if the father's in the home, we tend to have more of a relationship with the children because the dad is usually out working. Not saying we're not working, but the men are usually tending to the main things, and so a lot of times they can't fully focus or zero in as much as we can, they will. But we tend to have a bigger relationship with the children until they become a certain age. So if we have this bigger relationship with the children, we have to make it our business to make sure that we, one, are capable. And if you don't feel like you're capable, you ask for help. Two, we don't push our own emotional narrative or misconstrue idea of things on our children, because that affects our sons and it definitely affects our daughters. And they can turn on their fathers because of our bitterness and misconstrued ideology of things. So that's why it's important for us to get ourselves together. I don't care. One thing I never did. I don't care how much I wanted to cut their daddy leg off. Okay? I have never, ever talked bad about their father.
Right.
And he did some shit.
Yeah.
But I have never talked bad about their dad.
Touche.
And I had every right to.
In front of them.
And I don't allow them to either.
Or other people to talk bad.
Yeah, they know that. I'm like, hey, I know, I tell them all the time, I've known this man 25 years. I'm the only person that could talk about him if I wanted to. But you don't have that right. You ain't put in no work. I put in 25 years. If anybody gonna talk shit about him, it's gonna be me. But I won't do it to you.
And
I won't do it to you. Yeah.
To restrain from doing that, like my mother or my grandmother or my auntie. I had to say, don't do that in front of him. Don't, you know. And they was like, well, he need to know he done all this. I said,
But see that again, that's the women being emotional. Yep, being
because
emotional.
they rather fight you when you say stuff and do stuff like that. People rather argue and box with you than think of if that was the correct thing or was they out of pocket with it a little bit. They rather just buck off because it's so trained in our culture that way. So like I was saying when about the page you opened, and I said we have to deal with that first before you can bring them in to be ready to make these understandings and choices. You know what I mean? And to be quiet for a minute. So it has to, you have to that's the page before that really needs to be worked on. The self of our ladies, of our women, you know what I mean, of our youth, training them right. It ain't always the explode backlash back, and unfortunately that's heavy in our communities. You know what I mean? Like we slick off at the mouth, we pop off real quick. We'll fight it first before we let somebody say something good to us, or tighten our children up for us when they were down the block. And I've known you for 10 years, and I'm mad at you now that you tightened my son up when he was down there acting stupid. No, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. We'll pop off at each other like that before we look at the whole thing. So that's the page before that I was talking about. Came out a little clearer this time. So
I feel. Yeah. I'm ask that I was asking Molly at first to pull it up on the screen, but we don't really need to do that. I could just read it off the private chat. So hold on, let me see. Okay. It says, how do you know when to push yourself versus when to rest? I think it's a simple question, but it's a question that people don't really think about too often, because I hear a lot more about, which I expect to, but I hear a lot more about work than I hear about people sitting down, people taking the time to decompress, drink some coffee, smoke a blunt, go for a walk, whatever it is that people do to get, shit off of their shoulders. We talk a lot about harboring shit that we dealing with and not having an avenue to let it go, or not being educated on how to do so. So that's a question for whoever wants to go first.
I like this question, Trey. I would love to hear the fellas. I would love to hear the gentlemen, because y'all really don't. I want to hear this.
Mm-hmm. I ain't really have an answer off the top because I ain't really think about it that long. But let's see. How do you know when to push yourself versus when to rest? Shit, somebody else go first.
I'm
That ain't even.
professional. I'll go first. I'm a
Yeah.
no, I'm saying
Absolutely
I'm
right.
professional at this.
Absolutely.
I'm professional at this
The
because
motion.
you know what I mean. Because I'm, you know, it fits into some of my things in life a lot. You know, and I make, you know, I take a moment, you know, and figure that out. You know, so pushing yourself if the rest. You know, I mean, is it too tired to push on? Are you making a lot of mistakes? You know, if you're reading and you know, you get that feeling. Sometimes you get manic in what you're doing. You know what I mean? I take a walk, find some water, get into some water, make a quick decision if you can. You know what I mean? I mean, it don't gotta be a long walk. You can turn the water on sometime in your tub or in your sink if it's quiet enough around and hear that, and kind of that flow of water will also bring you to clarity. You know what I mean? So just take a moment, I say, and figure out to push yourself. Or, I mean, you're driving at night and you keep falling asleep, you know, it's time for rest. It shouldn't take, you know what I mean? If
A
you
rocket
if you
scientist or
work,
whatever to tell you, yeah.
yeah. So you know, it depends. You know, and some people it's more delicate. I mean, you really have to pay attention. That's a great question. You have to pay attention to that because you could be working with others. You got nurses, you got school teachers. You know what I mean? So you got to know how to control that. You know, within yourself because it can get dangerous for others. You know. Now move on to the next. Go ahead, Green, Molly.
I don't know if Molly.
You have a great day, Kyle. Thank you for tuning
All right,
in.
Kyle. Thank you for stopping by.
I would just take a moment to figure out that moment. That would, you know, run tests.
I don't think
Somebody else butt in.
either David or Molly really. I don't know if they either one of them listening. I'm not sure. Oh, okay.
Ask your kids. Ask your kids. How you know? Do I seem a little off? You know, ask somebody you trust. You know that's around you at that moment if you can. You know, there's a whole bunch of little avenues you take to figure stuff out like that. You know.
I know Phoenix says that she wants to hear from the guys. So, Funny Man Green, I don't know if you around your phone. Molly, since your joint is unmuted, I guess you can, answer the question first if you want to. The question is, hold on, let me get it back. The question is, how do you know when to push yourself versus when to actually rest?
Can you repeat that?
For me,
How do you know? Okay. Oh, okay. Go ahead, David. It's going to be, well, you go ahead and answer this question. How do you know when to push yourself versus when to actually rest?
I don't know. I mean, as a competitor, I'm always pushing myself. You know what I mean? Even if somebody says I'm doing great or whatever, I'm always trying to, like I said, always improve. I'm a competitor. I don't like to lose in anything.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that necessarily. That can be that's a little taxing, I would think. Because I feel like I will always be, I mean, yeah, you always want to
Always
level
on
up and
go.
always want to be on to the next best thing. But I just feel like, damn, I feel like I'd be exhausted if I, always was trying to you know, I don't know, I guess like wash everybody out or just be be top tier all the time. Power to you for those that have that mindset or that can actually do it. But I feel you, I mean, you know, true that.
Molly.
I just feel like my body will let me know. It depends on, what type of rest. I know some people like to grind and get it. So I guess that's the push they probably talking about. People like to overwork themselves. And I just feel like the more rest I can get, the more I can push myself. And a lot of people get it confused. They think, oh, I'm pushing, and then they barely get rest. I'm pushing, I'm pushing. But when you crash, you're gonna crash, and then you're gonna see somebody that constantly just push as much as body allow them to, and then get the proper rest you can, so you can stay consistent. I'm more about consistency. So when you overdo it, you can't stay consistent because eventually you're going to crash. And it might be 2 3 days, and in them 2 3 days, whoever you competing against, if you in competition, they gonna surpass you. So I never try to overdo it. I know I treat it like anything else. You got a cell phone. When the battery getting low, you choose to charge it. The more you charge it, the more you can keep it off the charger. So it's just on you. If you let it get down to 1%,
Good
you
analogy.
have to keep it on there a lot longer. But you let it get to about 70, then keep charging it up. You ain't got to worry about that problem. So I'm like that, you know. Don't try to go too far. Don't try to crash out too much, because eventually you will. So that's how I look at it. I do as much as my body allow me to.
That's a good answer. That's a
Yeah, that is
solid
a good
answer.
answer. I like that.
Yeah, that was a good analogy too. Oh, that's right. Hmm.
Let's see in the comments. Anybody saying anything?
He said I do a
Slicky
little
say
of
he,
everything.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do
Not
a
too
little.
much.
Right.
PC, about you?
Huh?
How do you know when to push yourself or when it's time to rest?
When I get agitated, when I get
Okay.
That's resting.
when I get short tempered or agitated, I know something else is going on in my body, because sometimes we don't listen to our body, and then it affects our mental as well. You know, and when you got to listen to the other people around you, then when you overdoing it or pushing it too much, you know, because I could take a painkiller and I can't feel certain parts of my body. So you don't know that you're overdoing it if you can't feel, but your mind is always working, your brain is always working. And when I get picky, groggy, or that combativeness, that rah, rah, you know, that agitation, something else is going on in the body. And like it's a telltale cursor, you know. Like my legs could be swollen, I could be hurting, and instead of me resting them, lifting them up, swollen, hurting, I'll keep going, but then I'll turn into a bitch pudding, so to speak. You know, you just get agitated, and you wanna fight. And I'm like, hold up. You know, I'm like, something's wrong. Let me think about why am I feeling this way. What did I have to assess my body, or I have to assess my surroundings? Because sometimes people push you mentally, you know, and you got to know when
You
you
ain't never lie, girl.
a certain way. So, and we never know what no one is going through from 1 second to the next, or what they going through in their day, or what they got on them. And sometimes we may come off a certain way, and then I all think it's all result in PTSD. Sometimes stuff triggers us, and before we let triggers us, because sometimes we can get triggered, and then we go there, and then you have to stop and be like, what just happened? You know, so if we take this moment to think, an ounce of precaution is worth a pound of cure. So if I take that minute to think or whatever, and the way I react back, because sometimes people say stuff will trigger you, or do stuff to you, trigger you, or movements may trigger you. Like you can turn a certain way and they trigger your sciatic nerve in your body, or you do if you have an old injury and you pull or twist something, just movement can trigger stuff in your body, just like certain environments or words can trigger stuff in your mind. You have to stop when you feel that pain or feel that wall, whether it's physically or mentally. Just like Mom said, stop and take a step back, because you know you could really wreck yourself, you could hurt yourself. So an ounce of precaution is always worth a pound of cure, physically and mentally.
It's all and know yourself. I mean, you know, I have because I can get grumpy, groggy, you know what I mean, at night, because I'm the early riser. So I go to bed early. So past my bedtime, I have to prep myself on nights that I know I'm gonna be up late. You know, so I know myself, know yourself. And then when you hit these moments, it'll be easier to answer that question. You know, like let's say it's like comedy days. These days on comedy days, I eat all fruit, because I know if I eat a meal in the evening time, I'm gonna be grumpy and groggy, and it's gonna be hard for me to pull myself out of there. I do, of course, because you got to perform, but it's just a whole different type of, you know, stage, you know, when you do it like,
Yeah.
you know. So I prep myself, know thyself, so you know and then how to be able to push yourself when need to push yourself, when you may use to rest at this moment, but can't be rested today. You got to push yourself some more. So knowing yourself and prepping yourself for those moments is also a key thing.
You're right, because I got to prep. Well, y'all don't know, but people that know me know. I have to prep myself in certain ways to get ready for my day too. Like know myself, because I know if I don't do this, that this will happen later on. Like you said, when we days that I know I got to go out extra, do something extra. Like you said, performance day.
You see me at a comedy show.
You got to get in the tone.
You see me on here at a comedy show. I got my cooler, my bag of food with me, my fruit with me, because I know the nightclub serve.
Right.
So I can't. I'm not eating that. So I bring my prep. I'm ready.
You got to get mentally and physically. Yes, you do. And that's the whole thing about being a comedian. People expect us to be all ha 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 all the time. Sometimes we going through some real treacherous dragging shit. And we trying to build up to be corny and jokey and funny on the stage. And sometimes people can just try to get that mood out. You got to try to stay at a funny, silly place. So when you perform, we can perform, have a good, clean performance. It's hard to perform when you got stuff on your mind or somebody you over there. It's hard to woo sauce sometimes.
Well, you can't be over there. That's what we talk about, getting yourself ready so you can be there. You know what I mean? That hard part, you got to be able to turn that switch off and on at that moment. Like Michael Jordan, turn that. He was the only one that really turned that switch on. Chuk. Be
a bitch. Yep. You got to step on that stage because people see when you step on that stage, they be like, something off about the performance. Or he didn't have the energy, or he wasn't able to deliver it. So, and when we hit that stage, they expect us to deliver bam every time. You better not have no off night. They only remember you from your worst performance, not your last performance, but your worst performance, and then they'll measure everything by that off day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Real quick,
that's when you hit him with the Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, Chout. Sorry, Joe. Will you finish?
Okay. Go ahead, baby. You gotta apologize to me.
Chout had made a comment, and I actually resonate with this. He said, "For me, when I need rest, I get it because I've done the pushing until I've made myself sick. Then that same money I was chasing and still can't get it if I'm in the hospital." I'm like, I used to be like that. I would work, I would take care of the house, I would cook, take care of my siblings, take care of my mother, and I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't sleep. I would, at one point I had 2 jobs and still had, how many kids we had at that time? 3. And, and my family was living with us. So I was constantly going and going and going, and I would not stop until I got sick.
That's tough.
And when I got sick, I'll be down. Once my body go down, I'll be out. And then I'll get better and do it again. It has been so bad that I have gotten accidents because I was tired.
Yeah.
But
I pushed myself to keep moving.
Sound like alcoholism and drugs to me.
Yeah, but guess what? It wasn't though. I was all sober. I was just tired.
Because you're trying to get the extra income in. When you overdo it, because I've done that too. You overdo it, then you deplete the extra income. You doing it to get the extra money. Then when you get down, you can't make no money.
You lose all the money, right?
Both my part-time and my full-time job can't work for a couple of days because I done over-pushed and got sick. So all that extra doing I was getting, to get up, caught up, I was burying myself again in the hole. So it's very important to pace yourself.
You got to learn. And, when you're young, you think you can do it all.
But you're younger.
But you shouldn't, though, because that affects you as you get older. We have to teach our youth that you work smart. You ain't got to work hard. Work smart. You can work hard. You can work. Some people say work. Are you working hardly working, or you working hard? You work smart. You work hard when you're supposed to. You take breaks when you should. None of these jobs give a fuck about you if you pass out and die. They gonna have you in a job replacement. in the
And
next
these
Yep.
are the
hour.
Joneses.
So we
Yep.
have to learn to be that way. Shoot, I was pregnant, and the thing is, as y'all know, I got 5 kids. I have worked every pregnancy,
Yeah,
had the baby. The only my second child, I was off for a whole year and some change because she wouldn't take the bottle. I had to nurse her the entire time.
I feel you. Yeah.
Though I nursed all my children, but I would have them take my 6 weeks and go right back to work. That's how bad it was in my pregnancy. I actually got into a car accident while I was pregnant with my last child because I fell asleep behind the wheel. I was pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing because I had to do these things and I didn't really have much help, though I was married. And so it was me taking care of my family, taking care of those that live with me, taking care of working and making money, and I fell asleep behind the wheel, head on collision. Thankfully, the
That's
other
mental
car,
slavery right there, boy.
yeah, but thankfully the other car was parked, and I had stopped at a stop sign, and a brush was on the dashboard, and it went across, and I guess that made me go into a trance, and I blacked out. But had I not been overworking
Wow.
myself, I wouldn't have had. I've had a couple of accidents, and I'm most grateful that I came out of those accidents unharmed, of course, bruises and soreness and muscle pain, but I am still able to walk. I'm able to do things that I need to do. I'm so grateful for that because it could have been worse. And so I had to really pull myself to the side and be like, you have to stop. You have children, you have
Yeah,
a
for real.
family, and you have your own life. It's you first. If I was not here, what would have happened to my children? Of course, they had their dad, but then they would still be missing their mother. You know what I'm saying? So I had to understand that you have to get yourself, okay, Slicky, you have to get yourself together and function properly. And now I take naps. If I feel
Yeah.
myself getting tired, if I'm able to, I'll go take me a nap. Or I really can't sleep during the day when the kids not home. So once they get home, I make sure they good, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna go take me a nap real quick. I'll go take me a nap. Do they let me sleep all the way? Sometimes no. But at least I'm laying down. But it took me until I got 39, 40 to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, I'm 41 now, but that's how long it took me for me to start saying, hey, lay your ass down. And sometimes I still do go a little overboard, but I'm like, all right, come on, you're doing too much. Sit down, So we have to talk to ourselves. I talk to myself just like I'm talking to somebody else. Girl, sit your ass down. I tell myself that sometimes. Sit your ass down. Okay, yes, ma'am. And I
Not
do
okay,
sometimes. I'm
yes,
like, yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Not okay.
So I know I heard me. You
Yeah,
heard
I
what
feel
you
you.
said.
I feel you though. Nah, shit. Coach yourself. I like that though, for real.
I
Coach
be looking in the
yourself.
mirror. Sit down.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes I give myself little messages. I tell myself when I don't, I'm not on point or with something that I should be on point about, or I feel like I'm slacking on something. I definitely tell myself, Trayvon, get your shit, get your shit
Yeah,
right.
we
What the
gotta
fuck
say
you
it out
doing?
loud.
Yeah.
Because if we don't say it out loud, our body won't hear us.
Nope.
That's why it's important how you talk to yourself.
Yep.
Even when you think it, say that stuff
Yeah.
out loud. Look, let's
Yeah.
go. Get up and get this shit done. Or
Yeah,
sit
for
your
real
ass
though.
down.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm Trayvon, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is you doing for real? I talk to myself like that, though. I recommend it.
Yep. Look, if I
Yeah.
call myself Louisa, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, for
Hey, Gerald Brown.
real. Not in trouble.
I like
That's
what
funny.
Gerald Brown said in the comments. He said, "They say if you tired, stop and rest. Never quit. Never give up. Winners never."
What
Oh, he
happened?
paused. His thing went out. Hold on.
Read the rest of Gerald Brown. What he said?
Gerald said, hold on, go back. He said, they say if you're tired, stop and rest. Just never give up. Winners never quit and quitters never win.
Right.
So that's the reason why I missed yesterday. Was because the other day at work they claimed they miscounted or whatever. No, it's hard with 4 people in the truck. Then they put it down to 3. Well, I was the only person in the truck. and there people was saying you should have pulled the line, but like I said, I'm a competitor. I did not want to pull that line or whatever like that. No, so I loaded a whole truck. You know what I
By
mean?
yourself.
By myself. Yeah. So you know what I mean. When I got off and everything, you know what I mean. Even though I got praised and people was like, oh, if I was you, you know how many times I would have pulled the line. I did this. I was not. I was determined. I wasn't pulling that line or whatever. So when I got off and everything, I tried to stay up, and it was like 9 o'clock or whatever. I think I was playing spades, and I think my spades partner on the game was pissed off at me because I was out. I was out. I didn't wake up until I think like 2, 3 o'clock or something.
So
Yeah,
it
you
Well,
just
pushing
took
you need
yourself
to
that.
real
rest
hard.
then.
The body took that.
Yeah, you needed the rest then. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, I was
But you loaded
knocked out.
that truck though by yourself, didn't you?
I sure did. I sure
And
did.
you didn't get no extra accolades, no nothing. You overdid it, extended yourself, explained,
Egg,
and you know what
exactly.
they're gonna do? Oh, David don't need no help. He can do it by himself.
And that's what I was scared of. That's what I was scared of. But they gave me some help last night though.
Yeah, you gotta don't kill yourself.
Yep, we do that to ourselves. Though.
Don't like we said earlier. We said they'll send you some flowers, but don't kill yourself. You know,
They might send you a $25 Walmart gift card or Amazon card or something. Somebody might hear about.
They gonna see
Martin,
oh,
yeah.
David laid up. Why David heard up? Because he worked by himself. They were short of help, and David did it.
Yeah.
And then they don't call out sick the next day. Oh, we need you. We need you.
No, did you see that? You see them videos? You see them videos on Facebook where you know what I mean? That chick be saying like I thought I was getting locked out. I thought I was getting locked up, but I didn't have PTO time, and my boss came and bailed me out, or there was one about like I thought I was getting married, but I didn't have no PTO time, and my boss came and you see them videos?
No, the boss came and did what? Got him?
I'm gonna send them the Molly or whatever like that. No, them Jones be cracking me up or whatever. No, but it's like true or whatever. You know what I mean? One was she was in a hospital,
Yeah.
and
I had a boss like that.
she was in a hospital, and it shows the boss got her in the car, and she was like, I didn't have sick time or whatever like that. And the boss came pick me up or whatever, and she's dressed up in a hospital gown, like.
Some jobs are like that. They don't want you to leave until they.
I'm gonna send them to Molly.
JoJo, tell them that some jobs will make you come to work sick because they want to send you home. I had those kind of jobs. And that's another thing you got to know.
What you say?
I said we had those kind of jobs that they want you to come to work sick, and they want to be able to send you home.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
My man said something good in the comments again. He said, "You working that hard for the man? Just imagine if you was working for yourself, how much harder you'd be working if you was doing your own company or business or whatever." You know what I mean? Yep. Talking to you, David Green.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's telling you know what I mean? Get your bucket. It's still warm outside. Get your bucket and your soap. Go outside and wash some cars. Wash some cars. Old school throwback hustle. Kill them with the detail. You know, or what's another easy business to start up? Power washing.
Oh, you know
what I mean? What's another not too hard business to start up? Somebody else turn. What's another easy business to start up?
Corner.
You
Shit,
said,
landscaping for real.
oh, gardening, anything gardening and lawn. Even during the winter time, because people still need their grass cut and their lawns taken care of, lawn care services. I know you
I
mentioned
don't.
power washer too, David. I mean,
I used
JoJo.
I used to be in what's it called, lawn care, landscaping. I used to do that, but
Landscape, yeah.
yeah,
And
but I'm not cleaning up no dog poop. I ain't
well,
doing
if
that.
you get a landscaper
Come on
contract,
down Florida, son. Come on down Florida where you can work all year round. Be green. Come on down, Funny Green. You know, you can
And I
work. You
would,
can
but like
work
I
all
said,
year round. You can cut some wood.
I don't mind cutting grass or whatever, no, but I'm not messing with no dog poop. You clean
but
your dog poop, and
they
I'll
get a
cut the grass.
contract for like the buildings and maintenance to keep the like around a building, apartment buildings around the other industrial sites and stuff where you can work and keep their lawns and grass and the shrubberies and stuff nice in front of the buildings and stuff. You just don't have to
Wrong.
Plus, they be planting them winter flowers too. They be having them little strips where they be planting them winter flowers. They still keep it fresh on a lot of them companies and stuff. So there's a lot of work in that. Even up north. And that turns into the contract you get for the lawn. You can probably get the snow removal too if you hustle, man. You know what I mean?
a truck,
But that's a little bit more paper. That's,
in the front.
yeah, that's a little because you gotta get some equipment for that.
But the money he'll make from the lawn care, he can parlay that into a snow plow truck, a plow truck, and and there's always people looking to get a plow. And even in the wintertime, your neighbors and stuff, get one of those electric snow removers or the things. They will pay you to come clean and shovel their walkway. The older people or younger people that might not even have a shovel, to clean their walkways during bad inclement weather. Shoot. Yes, they will. They want to walk safe. You clean their walkway and their sidewalk, and then you get the contracts where you clean the buildings so that people can get in and out of the buildings and help do with the parking lot or whatever. Yep, get on the plow, then get on that thing that you push that removes the snow like a lawnmower. It looks like a lawnmower, and it puts the. I'm sorry, I just heard breaking news. There was a school shooting.
What?
Yeah, they were saying the breaking news, and I heard children dead, and that's when I looked. It's in Minneapolis. Woo!
Goodness gracious.
My heart goes out.
No, see, there you go. What you mean, woo? What that mean? Because it ain't around your age. That's what we were talking about a long time ago. Molly said when it hits other people, it ain't no thing, but when it hits you, it's a whole nother game.
I'm making sure that it's nobody that we personally know. I had enough loss.
It should hurt all the same, is what I'm saying.
I just said my heart goes out. What do you want me to say? I was just glad it was. I heard
Minneapolis. Screw.
No, I didn't say screw. I
like
said
not here. No, I didn't say screw. I was like, whoo, like it's not here. Or wherever you may be. It should hurt all the same, regardless of the all people. That's why I disconnect. We need to get connected like that again.
It's my heart goes out to the family, but it would even hurt even more if it was a child in my family or a child that I knew. It would hurt even more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we might do more work. We do more work towards, you know what I mean? If we felt it when it didn't happen to our families, like we feel it when it do happen to our families, which we should, it wouldn't be an issue because we would be working to stop it. But when you have one person at a time working at it, or one little small community at a time working at it, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So we have to affect everybody the same way, and then that's when it'll stop.
do. In fact, you know
You
what? I
gotta
don't know
feel it like it's your
about other
kid,
people.
yo. You
I
gotta
know
feel it
I
like
do
it's your
not.
own kid. You know what I
And
mean?
my heart is saddened for
It's
those
like
people,
feeding
and
through.
condolences go out to the
It's
family. I can't speak for other people, John.
Well,
like,
that's one of the reasons why I had to stop watching the news because I'm very empathetic and I feel everything. So I had to stop watching the news because whether it's here or not, I feel it. And so yeah, it's sad. It is sad, and it's children. But I get what you're saying. It is a huge disconnect because again, we become desensitized to things unless they hit us directly.
yeah,
But I can't watch the
yeah.
news because I be crying all day long. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
I watch it. I watch it every once in a while.
So my heart goes out to those families in Minneapolis, and it's sad. It's just
It
senseless.
is.
It's a shooting when they taking other people's lives like that.
Yeah,
So it was
didn't school just start?
huh?
It might have started earlier in
Yeah.
It
Minneapolis.
happened 2 hours ago.
I would say school here just started
Yeah,
today.
schools just started in Maryland yesterday, but Minneapolis may have went back sooner because I think they get out before we do.
Yeah, but
But either
still, I
way,
mean,
ain't no time frame. That just don't make no sense.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. That shouldn't be happening, period. But hey, you know. But I think you know what though, I could probably be president, you know what I'm saying,
It
seeing
was
what's
at the
popping off
church.
these
They
days.
said that
So
it was a church, uh, and a gunman outside with a rifle and start shooting through the windows through the children that was sitting in the pews in the church. They said it was a deliberate act of violence against the innocent children. Wow. Ah, whew.
I don't think I've ever heard of
Mental. This is Wellness Wednesday and mental, and when you don't have your mental intact, stuff like that happens. When something people need help, people need to realize that it's okay not to be okay, and if you need help, get your help. Don't deny it. I have a couple of people I know that's bipolar, and they won't take their medicine sometimes, and then
yep.
they end up going into a crisis and having an episode and go off. That's because you find out that they're not taking their meds. If you need something to help keep you sane or keep you calm or keep you with us, please take that.
And they
Find
also
a
have to
way.
have support too, because if you don't have support, you're not gonna care for yourself. A lot of people need other people to care for them in order for them to care for themselves. And this is if we don't even know the backstory, because it's always a backstory when these things happen. Somebody did something that pushed them to that point, and it's unfortunate that, like 2025, we still having school shootings. Like, come on
Yeah.
now,
Yeah,
that just don't make sense.
because we still have people that's not well. So as long as we have people that's not well, you know, we start
But
loving
it's becoming more
up on each
frequent. It's
other.
getting worse
But
because
we
we
got
didn't
to
used to hear
start
about school shootings as often as we do now. They happened, but they weren't.
because people are loving up on each other, checking up on each other, and like being there for each other. Everybody, this is when you distance yourself from each other. It's like the reality, your mind isn't the same. I noticed that when you're around other people, your mind works differently when you're alone, when you're isolated.
This is just a hateful generation. I mean, like, I don't know. It's so much promoting of violence and
Yeah, they
you
said
know
he
what I
was in
mean.
his early 20s that did. They just, you know, So, mm,
Yeah, a good example. I was in the store in Baltimore, and it just my natural reaction. I opened up the door for this dude. He's gonna mean mug me or whatever like that. No, I'm like, I'm being nice. I'm open up the door. And he was like, I was like, oh
but
shoot.
people don't understand being nice. They think being soft is being weak, or being kind is being weak. Some people don't understand that.
That's what I'm saying. This is a hateful generation. Like,
Good thing he didn't say, "Close the door, motherfucker." I opened my own door. He just looked at you. Did he walk through the door?
yeah, he walked in the door, but he was like looking at me the whole time with like a mean look or something. I said, what in the
Like
world
he
is going
did
on?
something. Instead of saying thank you, appreciate you.
No, no. The crazy thing is, a couple of days ago, remember I told you that show in Hagerstown? I was on, I think it was Mulberry Street or something, and you know what I mean. In order to get into the building or whatever, now there's like locks and everything like that, and somebody has to, you know what I mean, pretty much let you in. So I called my boy and I was like, I said, hey, you know what I mean? No, I was calling him and he wasn't answering at first. And it was some dude that was, you know what I mean, that was walking. He was like, yeah, yeah, just like talking to himself. Yeah, yeah, I'll kill a nigga and everything like that. No, and I turned around and looked and I seen him, you know what I mean, walking. He said, I dare somebody look at me, whatever, no, I'll kill him. I was like, yes, I was acting like I was blind.
Inside PCP.
And
Sound like he smoked a stick.
he was saying that the whole street or whatever and all. I would feel like killing a nigga. I said, Tariq, I said, open up this door now.
Hey, you gotta be.
No.
You can't be just in
I ain't gonna
any.
lie.
You can't.
I was so scared. The phone was
You
ringing.
can't
I
just
was
be
still
in
acting
any
like I was
state
talking to
doing
Tariq.
that, though.
Was that?
What you say, JoJo? Joe, he's his phone.
I couldn't tell if my phone was acting stupid or not.
Oh, okay.
I said you can't be doing that, and then you just can't be saying that in any state. You know what I mean? You can't be doing that down Texas and Arizona and Florida. You can't just be walking down the street saying that, 'cause somebody gonna pop off on you.
Yeah,
You know, said he threatened me. Yeah, with 8 witnesses coming up the street. Yeah, you said that.
That's what
But it's
somebody
mental
said
health.
in the, that's what somebody said in the building, whatever. It was like, but he better, no matter if he's high or whatever, he better watch out. He said to the wrong one, he's gonna get shot.
Yeah, and like you said, this world ain't kind, especially nowadays. People don't have the.
But I'm talking.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm saying I'm talking about you get away with it though. Here, you know, in some of them places.
I don't know. Sometimes you get away, sometimes you get got. It's the roll of the dice. It's the roll of the dice. Weezy, look, don't mean mug nobody when they open the door for you. You just say thank you and go on through. Don't Weezy stop walking down the street. Killing it.
I'm a kind person. I say thank you all the time.
Yeah.
I even open doors for people. I had, you know,
exactly.
yeah, I do it all the time.
I go for men and women.
I sure do. They always say, no, I got it. But I hold the door for a man too if I'm right there. Especially if I walk in and I see them coming, I hold it until they get there.
Right.
One of the
But I don't see nothing wrong with men holding the door for other men as well. But I don't know what this is a younger generation. I don't know.
Mike Timney said, Wonder Bread Green. Exactly. I act like just like I was Stevie Wonder. That was I dare a nigga stare at me, I'll kill him. I was like,
David, you didn't even have to, Mom, you didn't have to move your head and look around enough. It's just like, okay, getting the side eye, just, because that means you're reacting to what he's saying. And obviously he's saying stuff so people can react or do it. I guess he need to know that he's been heard. How do we change the narrative so people that need help, like that guy, he needed help. That might have been his cry for help. For somebody to say, "You
No,
okay?"
that was my cry for help when I was on that phone. I said, Tariq, open up his door. I'm not like Stevie Wonder singing my share and me or more.
But I'm saying,
Get out of more.
My share of you.
David, you stupid. You ain't gonna ask nobody nothing.
Shoot.
Okay, well, at least I know you're not combative. I ain't gotta worry about David being combative.
Oh no, don't get it twisted. I mean, I've been in battles and everything like that. No, but it's different if if somebody has a weapon or something like that, no, or if I'm taken off guard. You know what I mean?
Did he have a weapon or something?
I don't know what he had. All I know was I just heard him kept saying, I feel like killing a nigga today. And when we was on Marbury
Like killing
Drive
a
or
nigga
Marbury
today.
Avenue or something. I was just hoping I wasn't that nigga he felt like killing. That was
I feel like killing a nigga today. And we gotta stop that black on black crime with each other. We gotta stop that. Why you feel like killing your own brothers and sisters or killing anybody today? Wow.
yeah.
Oh, what is
So
that?
it's sad.
Are you talking to us? Oh, so this has been a mental health awareness. I want to get back to the mental health for the men to make, like Rodney's show and other shows, make this a safe place where if we really going through something, and you could come and talk to us. Anybody on the show at any time would be a ear to listen. And just all jokes aside, because we all have gone through some things we may be able to help you with, or we may be able to show you where you could get some help. The Morning Mac show is not a persecuted show. We ain't going to say, oh, you this or you that, oh, you weak or you weak. No. We don't think like that. Only, we don't think you could cry, you could yell, you could shout. We asking, oh, look at my, is that my cutie?
Yeah, that's Kai.
That's my baby. He won't say nothing to you, but he'll take your lollipops. He'll roll his eyes, but give me that lollipop, lady. But we want to also to be a safe space. If we can't help you, we'll let you talk to somebody or find somebody that can help you. We don't mind. I don't mind going above and beyond if someone needs help, for you. I can't speak for the rest of the panel. I can just speak for myself. So I'm speaking for myself. If you call me and you need help, I will help you get that. I will facilitate and pointing you into the right direction, getting you to the right people. No problem. And I'm here for you anytime. I wake up to get the call. If you could wake me up, I'm but yeah. But
Yep, there are numbers. Again, like Reese said, if you feel comfortable enough to reach out to one of us, you can do that. Or, we can delegate, or we can, someone who may be a better fit for you. I know a lot of people I work with, different agencies who may be able to assist you. You might get therapy. You probably could get, just somebody to hear you out, anything that you need. So we have resources on this panel.
Yeah,
And if you need it,
So yeah, and they also specialize in people in crisis. They want you to think before you go out there and do something that you regret or something that may hurt you or you may hurt somebody else. We want you to stop take a step back and think about it.
Hey, Chow.
What, you got a popsicle again, David Green?
Oh shoot, yeah, they came back. They came back.
Do you know that they're gonna have a talk with you? They want to challenge you, and then they want to have a talk
Cotton
with you
candy,
about your popsicles. And
cotton candy, sweet as gold.
is that a
Let
double
me see
stick?
that Tootsie Roll.
Wait a minute, David. Is that a double
So
stick?
no, it's a regular.
It's a
Gerald,
regular
can you put it
popsicle.
back up, Molly? Gerald said one thing we'll be shocked about. When you train to fight, you're at peace. A real tough guy will never show it. That's
I have
true.
a video to talk about anger because they were saying that one of the ways you can tell a person is going through a depression is that they're angry all the time. Molly, you might show my last thing that I sent in to you, please. They say that when you're angry all the time, that's a sign that you're going through a depression. And
Anger is just the surface. Anger is the easiest and the most. It's the surface feeling. There
right,
are always things underneath that.
that's what they are saying. A man say that about men. Say that they're angry. You know, that's how they show when they're going through something. This guy was talking about the males. You know, because you got to be a man. So if you're an angry man all the time, you going through a depression. That's the way they deal with it. He said, fight that guy right there.
Who's always angry is a guy who's always depressed. Women get emotional. Men don't like feeling emotional, so they get angry. They don't like feeling weak, so they get angry. They don't like feeling defeated, so they get angry. They don't like processing their pain or their hurt or their trauma, so they get angry. What happens when a man gets angry? He feels strong. Testosterone fires, endorphins fire. You're on your front foot. You're in the fight or flight cycle. You're strong. You're not weak. So most men who are angry are depressed, and they're manifesting their depression with male anger, and their manifestation is different than women. This is what I'm telling you. A guy who's always angry is a guy who's always depressed.
Mm.
What do the men think about that? Molly?
No, I had the video still playing. I had to stop it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. I think he made some okay points. Huh?
I was saying stuff keep popping up on my screen.
You gotta stop going on them websites, you know.
Hey, Bonnie, did you get them videos I sent you?
Yeah, I got all 800 of them.
Okay, I'll just.
Like 100 videos.
Go ahead.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't.
David, let him say his piece first.
Okay.
No, based off the video, you know, I think he made some key points. I think some men can be going through depression if they showing anger. You know, that's their way of showing it. But I don't think all men that's going through something show it the same way. I don't think they handle things the same way. And I think people get it confused because you don't see it that these people holding it in or, you know, they ain't dealing with it. And it's no different than somebody's taking a shower. I don't know if you wash your ass. I'm not there to see it. So to say somebody not dealing with their depression is like saying somebody don't shower. It's like how can you just assume that? And people make that assumption. A lot of women do too. Men, they don't show their feelings. They don't really have no emotions. They hold it in. No, they just don't. They let it out in front of everybody. You know, there's a lot of men that deal with their depression and everything in the dark. They deal with it on their own. Dudes play the game, they watch movies, they talk to people, but they dealing with it, you know. But you got some people don't have people the outlet, so we're not to talk to, so they just walk around angry. Like the guy who probably was mad at Dave for holding the door for him. He probably don't have nobody to talk, you know, so he just walking around angry. He don't know how to release any of that. So I think it's mostly those dudes you see angry all the time. They just don't have nobody to talk to. Don't know have no way to release that anger, you know. So they just got to find a way to deal with it. But I don't think it's all men, and I think a lot of men deal with their anger and their depression. They just don't show it, and just because you don't see it, don't mean they not dealing with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree, Mark.
Uh,
Go ahead, David. What you were saying about that? Do you think all men that's angry are depressed, dealing with a depression? David?
I
He
don't
sucked
think.
He on his third one whole time.
David said he in his happy
Man, you
place
deep
right
throwing
now.
the shit out of that ice cream. That's terrible.
Hey, man.
That must be some good. I gotta try it. Wait, I'm gonna try it. There must be some crack in that popsicle, and I'm gonna try it.
It was less than 3 minutes. I'm looking at the time.
Dave was definitely a
You know,
woman in his past
wolf
life.
all that down.
This is a woman in his
On
past
another one.
lifetime, man.
My second one, but Johnny Pops, and Martins.
Lord.
No, but back to what you all were saying. I have a good example. I used to work at MPL in Baltimore. We used to go like down to the city or whatever, and around like sometimes what I mean. Um, I think around like 7 o'clock or whatever. No, we would knock on the door and tell people, what I mean, they had to pretty much stay somewhere else with them. Like if there was like a suspicion of gas leak or something like that. Or there's one black guy would not let us in or whatever. Matter of fact, he threatened us or whatever. And what I mean, he was acting all tough and yeah, I'll do this, that, this and everything like that or whatever. Come to find out the reason why when we finally went in, there was a naked guy in there. So what the scenario was that I mean, he was turned out in prison or whatever like that. No, and I mean, he I mean, he turned out being gay, but he was hiding it or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, inside he felt guilty or whatever. No, for being gay or something like that. Um, and didn't want to be busted or whatever. But I don't know. So he was acting like a macho man or whatever like that. No, you know what I mean? Because he didn't want us to, come in and see that dude butt naked. Yeah, butt naked. Yeah, and that's pretty much what the boss said was what I mean was that what I mean he was just acting macho just because of that or whatever. So to go back to what y'all was saying, I mean. What I mean, I guess because he was, feeling some type of way on the inside or whatever. No, what I mean, he, what I mean, was acting like he was like angry and macho and stuff. But I agree with Molly said. You know what I mean? Not everybody handles everything the same way.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's like that when we was a kid as little boys, like my brothers and them, you couldn't cry in front of them. Like,
Yep.
it's like it wasn't that, oh, you can't cry as a boy. It was like go in the house and get your shit together. Come back out here when you feel better and you ready. It wasn't
Yep.
like, oh, stop crying and stop crying. It's like, nah. Go in the house, get your shit together, and when you come back out here, don't let everybody else see that you crying. But it's
Right.
hard to deal with it, So I do the same thing. My nephew, they going through some. Nah, go back in there and fix yourself. My mother say fix your face, but
Yep.
get yourself together. It ain't the fact that you can't deal with it. It's just the fact they don't want other people to see that you weak. Cause some people use that against, you, especially as a kid. Oh yeah, you was crying. Yeah, your mother had that nigga. Nah, yeah, you ain't see none of that. Came back out there, ain't nothing happened. I done fell fucking 3 stories high on my head. I'm running in the house before I cry. I used to run, be like holding that thing. Then I get in there, be like, God, come back out like ain't nothing happening. Yeah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I ain't cry or nothing, man. That shit ain't hurt. Whole time I was in that motherfucker.
Like
His
what?
mama died. Like, Mom, I think it's
Rolling
over.
around on the floor.
Yeah, so I
Damn.
think men just naturally we deal with it in private.
You Trey, what do you think about the video? Do you feel that anger, being angry is a sign of depression. How do you feel about what he was saying in the video?
Uh-oh, we can't hear you, Trey.
Okay.
His phone probably acting up.
Oh, what is that music? That sound like church music or something. Like
I don't know.
that sound like rapture music.
It's Molly sitting there grinning.
I don't know what happened. I had to refresh. It like kind of booted me out or something. I don't know. Y'all call my name? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Reese was
Oh.
asking you, do you feel that being angry is a sign of depression? And what else? How did you feel about what the gentleman said in the video?
If being angry is a sign of depression,
Yeah,
I
and
would feel
men.
like hold on, I didn't cut my light off and shit. I'll cut my camera on. Hold on. As being angry a sign of depression? I mean, anger and depression are two different words, so it's kind of to assume anger is just I don't know. I don't really care for the question, I guess, because anger doesn't have to or necessarily tie to depression.
Hmm.
Yeah,
They're two different entities. So
Yeah,
to me, that
that's what he
doesn't.
was saying in the video. That's why she asked.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, to me, that doesn't equate to each other. You know, there's reasons why they can be linked together, obviously, but anger itself is anger itself is more of a like a physical
yeah,
response,
yeah,
and depression is a whole like mental transition.
yeah.
It's not the same thing. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
my answer.
yeah, I could stub my toe. I could, stub my toe or
God
trip or
damn it!
something.
Right, and that's
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
same
and get
as
anger. But
being
I'm
in the
not
dark.
depressed. I'm not depressed because I stubbed my toe. Like,
Yeah, so that's not. Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
make sense.
saying we was always angry, like you just every day, all day, like you was always angry.
Even still, no,
Yeah,
it's still
sign
not the same.
nah, it
Somebody
ain't
with
the
a chip on their shoulder still
one
cannot be
might cause
depressed.
the other. Like having depression causing you to be angry every day. It ain't the same.
No, it's
Like
not the same.
doing
no,
push up
And
cause
depression, I haven't seen nobody personally saying, "Oh, I'm depressed." Talking about some, "Oh, fuck this shit. I'm a put ball." I just never seen the
now I
combination of
see
two.
some
Usually,
people
depressed is
like
down,
change, yeah, like they
but
down, they not really interacting with people and
yeah,
stuff.
like you don't you're depleted usually. You don't have the energy to be.
yeah,
You're usually when you're depressed, you're past anger. That you on a
yeah,
level like you're not punching holes in walls and stuff like that. Anger and depression is not. It's not the same. You know.
Can that be a mental condition then? If somebody just angry all the time and it might not be depression, can it just be mental?
I think that's mismanagement in emotions, or lack of knowledge. Uh, but uh, I'm not obviously, I ain't no doctor or nothing, but when it comes to anger, or if you're angry all the time, that's mismanagement. That could be your soul, your spirit, um, who you're
yeah,
fucking on, who open up your life to. I mean, it could be a multitude of things, but um, if you eliminating half those, or I say like 75%, half whatever of those things that open up them type of avenues for you, then you can like control your narrative a little bit more. If that makes sense to anybody. You know, so that's how I feel about it.
Well, I agree with all what you all said. I also do know that depression is usually what happens when you try to be something that you're not, or you're trying to, or you can't get to where you think you're supposed to be. It's also a chemical imbalance. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a combination thing. So I don't think that just because, like Trey was saying, somebody walking around angry all the time, they're depressed. But they can be because depression shows up in different ways. You're not always down and
Yeah.
out. You're not
Everybody
always.
ain't got the same cookie cutter response, you know.
Yeah.
So that's true.
So I think, yeah, I think it can be, but I don't think he should generalize it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because for him that could have been it, but for another man it might not be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
We are all different, like fingerprints, thumbprints. I do believe, though, the way we can all start healing, men and women, is with love, kindness, and respect. Those principles of treating each other well, or treat people the way you would want to be treated. You know, and if we practice that and be, towards each other, it could very well be a utopia utopic place where everybody could feel good about being whoever they are, about going to work, wouldn't have the pressures of, hey, you need a job because there's jobs out there waiting for people, but they make you go through so much nowadays to get the jobs, and the process, it might deter some people. Some people might feel like, oh, but you never, like Gerald Brown said, never give up, because winners never stop. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. Like, I think that's what he said. So we got to keep fighting and struggling, and no matter how difficult times get, we still got to fight and push through. But it's important to know your circle and who you let in your circle. There are people that help keep you elevated and elevate off of one another. So that's very important to know. Like Molly would say, your vibration. It's very key, and to self-awareness and self-understanding, knowing yourself, and be aware when you're in not such a great mood, or when you push your body too far. You got to be aware. You got to know your limits. Know your limits. How people say, stay in your lane. You got to know your limits. Also, while you stand in your lane, you got to know how fast and how far you can go on that tank of gas. This is has been a great Wellness Wednesday. Let's get into the announcements. We got some announcements about some upcoming shows that we got going on in each other's lives and everybody's lives, and we want to participate in, and rolling it out with the Virgo Party, September the 12th. Can somebody read all the beautiful details on the Virgo Party? David, can you see your flyer since it's your flyer?
I don't know. Are you muted?
I can see it, but I can't read it.
Okay,
If you're on your
well,
phone, you can pinch and zoom.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find.
I mean, you still know it's your cousins, and you still know it's at the address and stuff. So just to reiterate with them or whatever.
Oh, okay,
Ticket
yeah,
price, the
okay,
cousins party.
yeah. It's my aunt's. My aunt's.
Your aunt, my bad.
Yeah, my aunt's a birthday / comedy show. You know what I mean? We're gonna have Nemo. We're gonna have Tariq. We're gonna have JoJo Baby. You know what I mean? Me hosting. We're gonna have Althea headlining. Um, we're gonna have hip hop comic
Teddy,
Teddy. Um,
the Tunnel Rat.
The Tunnel Rat. Yeah, I don't know why I keep thinking the Mall Rat, but yeah, the Tunnel Rat. Yeah, it's going to be at 249. 240.
Some kind of rodent, whatever one it is.
One of the rats. I don't know, but yeah, it's going to be at 249 Virginia Avenue, Cumberland, Maryland 21502. It's a BYOB.
Bring your own big site.
Bring your
I
own
was going to say that.
Bring your own bitches.
Be pulling up on them. They were gonna pull up on you.
Charges $30.
Like
$30 at the door. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's going to be a birthday party. It's going to be a comedy show. We're going to have food. I think $30 is definitely well worth it.
yeah, 'cause I know
It's
shows.
going to start at 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? It might not be white people time, but it's definitely not gonna be black people time. So it's gonna
You
be
know
mixed.
what? You know
Oh
what?
Lord, because we
It's
know
gonna
Are
be
you
that.
gonna have the free
it's gonna be
setup?
mixed people
Which
time.
means it's gonna start at 8:30.
Yeah, no
Or
later than
8:15.
8:30.
though.
Yeah, no later than 8:30. Yeah.
So, but since this BYOB, are you gonna have like free setup, the ice in the cups? Are you gonna have that there available, or they need to bring their own ice and cups? Because usually at BYOB they have the setup there, and you just bring your own bottles.
Okay, well then it might be BY
Bring your ice
OIB.
cups. Bring your own bottle, ice and
Bring
cups.
your own everything.
Bring your own cooler. Okay, gotcha.
Drinking on. What you
Yeah,
drinking on?
we got.
I'm
What you
drinking
doing?
CMOS because I'm gonna need my energy and my fortitude. So that's what I'm drinking on.
Yeah, hey, Molly, if you're coming, bring some because I've been promoting CMOS and everything like that, and also, you know, if you bring your, you know, what I mean, your bottles and stuff like that, you know, what I mean, you can sell them
Set up
jump.
a table for you so they
Yep.
can get their good CMOS, Molly Mall. Molly
That's
Mall,
Josh said bring them popsicles.
right.
they
From Mark.
do the place got a kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Molly Mall.
Who's going in the kitchen?
That don't mean it's
No.
active because they got a kitchen.
But usually, because with a kitchen, they might have a fridge or freezer where, you know,
Oh, for ice.
or for ice, or if we need to store something
Dang,
cold or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this event is that I can go by heart. Because I see Kobe Jack face in the middle. That's DJ B Man presents Boots on the Ground. That's going to be September the 27th. It's going to be headlining Kobe Jack featuring Maria Sanchez and myself. And we also have Will there, and we're going to have DJ B Man on the actual ones and twos. And that's at the Baltimore Cultural Arts Center in Baltimore, Maryland. That's as much as I know offhand. I don't know the whole address. So if somebody could see the whole address,
It's 401 North Howard Street, Baltimore, Maryland. The doors open at 7, and the show time is at 8, and it's $40.
okay, $40. You can contact anybody on the flyer, myself and B Man for tickets. If you need tickets, holler at your girl. Got the hookup. Oh, and I cannot forget this. They're gonna have the best. It's like a costume party, best country costume. So
$50 first place, cash prize.
second place. So if you got some country apparel in your arsenal, Weezy, and I know you do, put on them Daisy Dukes and them boots, girl. And we gonna
Girl,
get
them Daisy Dukes don't have people touching me.
What? Back the boots on the ground. But I don't have no Daisy Duke depends, so I can't. You know that don't look right. They be like, "What's that sticking up under them Daisy Dukes?" So I can't do that.
Left cheek.
Right, but you know, and I gave my country boots to my aunt, so I don't have no country boots to wear. But I can definitely wear my motorcycle boots on the ground and be stepping on somebody's neck like Chop Out. But that was September 27th. The next we have up is our cutting up in the creek. Somebody read that for Chop Out because it's a new location, and that's October the 3rd, right? Right.
Yes, hold on one second.
I know I can tell you who's going to be performing. Headlining Jordan B, featuring myself, your very own Althea McFarland, hosted by LA Josh Preston, starring Chop Out. Chop Out, you can get up there and act with Slumdy Fool. I just can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, that is October 3rd at 839 East Little Creek Road in Norfolk, Virginia. That's going to be starting, doors open at 7 and the show starts at 8 p.m. We are all excited for all these shows that are coming up.
Yes. I don't. How much tickets? $30.
You know what? Let me. I don't know. It just say the tickets at Eventbrite, so it's probably at About Got Jokes production on Eventbrite.
Right. And if you want to get them without paying an extra fee for Eventbrite, you can holler at anybody on the poster for tickets. You can holler at me for tickets and information. We're gonna make sure it do what it do. I think it's $30 though. Chow, if you're in the comments or Josh, throw me a number 30. I think, but I do think it's 30 as well. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be celebrating Molly Wong's birthday. Wow. Oh, I got a birthday in a few weeks. Molly got a birthday in a few weeks. We just rolling out the birthday train. Starting off with David Green, then it hit Weezy. Then it's coming on down to me and Molly. Wow. Tomorrow, Tall Tale Thursdays.
Free entry, you get there before 6:30. Yeah.
Molly Ball said that.
It's sworn I heard LA say
that. He gonna put it on LA.
That's if you sneak in through the back.
Tall Tale Thursday.
That was a tall tale right there. Thank you.